Hey everyone, I recently got a great question. When should I use a fast compressor attack time? It got me thinking this would make an awesome video topic. So today I'm breaking down 4 key scenarios where using a fast attack time can really enhance your mix. Before we dive in, make sure to check out my website, mixandmastermysong.com. If you're looking for mixing presets, in-depth courses, one-on-one coaching, or professional mixing mastering services, I got you covered. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, what is attack time? Simply put, attack time is the amount of time it takes for a compressor to start reducing the gain once the input signal exceeds the threshold. In other words, it's how quickly the compressor reacts to the incoming audio. A fast attack time means the compressor kicks in almost immediately, while a slow attack time allows more of the initial transient to pass through before the compression starts. Now let's talk about when you might want to use a fast attack time. Our first example is probably the most obvious, and that's drums. All right, so we're using Neutron. It's a great compressor because you can see the actual threshold. Medium attack time, pretty fast release, 4-to-1 ratio. We're just gonna play this drum loop so you guys can hear it, and then we'll just bring the threshold down so it starts doing some light compression, but obviously not a super fast attack. All right, so as you guys can hear, we're taking about 4 dB off. And while it is definitely compressing the drums, it's still letting the transient through, which is usually a good thing. But for this, we really want to clamp this down. And one really great useful way of using this technique is for parallel compression. So we're going to play it again, and I'm going to start dialing the attack time way down. And you'll hear how it kind of changes the whole feel of the drum. So as you can hear, everything gets way more aggressive, way more upfront. Now, when you go past like 5 milliseconds on attack, it can sometimes really start distorting. Digital compressors do this. A lot of analog compressors can't even get that fast. But what it's doing is bringing it all up front, and all the transients are getting chopped off. Now, when would you want to use this? Maybe not for a loop, but for a snare drum or something that's just not cutting through and you really want just to come right through, this would be a great way to do it. My favorite way to use a fast attack on drums is parallel compression. So now let's pull this mix back and blend the two in, the natural and the parallel, and see what it sounds like. So now we have the best of both worlds. We have the dynamics back from the drum set, and it sounds like a drummer again. But we also have a bit more upfrontness, and it's like just making the drums feel a little more exciting and a little bit more aggressive. All right, so next we're gonna move on to bass. I have this little bass line here. I automated it a bit so that it sounds a little bit off where, you know, the bass player might have been hitting the notes too hard. So just take a listen without any compression at all, and you will hear, and I can even make it wider so you can see some of the notes are popping out a bit too much. So on that feel, boo doo dee doo doo, the second note's a bit louder, and then the last note's really loud. So we can fix this with compression by taming down the notes so that it sounds like the player was playing a bit more even. Now, if we turn this compressor on, we're back to a medium attack time. It will start to fix it, but it will still be a little bit off. Let's take a listen. So you can hear it's made it better, but it's still just sounding a little bit off with the dynamics. So once again, this is where a fast attack is useful. Let's bring this down to like 6. And then now let's listen and see if it sounds a little bit more even. So you see it's tamed it down a bit. I think we're getting a little bit of distortion with that. That could just be pushing the attack off a little bit more. But this is another great place where you could use a faster attack time to get the dynamics to sit better. All right, next we're going to go to vocals. Now, this is where you might have been using a fast attack time and didn't quite know it, because the 1176 is a really fast compressor already. Even at the slowest attack time, it's super fast. This is used all the time on vocals, and let's take a listen to this vocal by my buddy Garrett Gregory, and then we'll turn on the compressor and you can see how it's pulling those transients together and making the vocals sound a bit more upfront.
Last night I was out with the boys till 2. It's gonna take a whole month to make it up to you.
And then with 1176.
Last night I was out with the boys till 2. It's gonna take a whole month to make it up to you.
And that's with it around the medium attack time, which is usually the setting a lot of people use. Let's just hear it with it all the way fast.
Last night I was out with the boys till 2. It's gonna take a whole month to make it up to you, I guess.
Now it's definitely taming the transients more, but you could get away with using this. And a lot of people do. They'll use the 1176 just to get the tame the transients a bit, and then like an opto compressor after that. Another way you can use this is like the drum example is a parallel compressor. And in that case, yeah, using the super fast attack, super fast release, blending it with the regular vocal is another great way to get the vocals to sit up front, but still keep the dynamics that you had. Another way you might have been using a fast attack compressor and didn't know it is using a de-esser. Now a de-esser is essentially just a compressor with a fast attack and a fast release. In this instance, we're going to use Ozone 11 dynamics, and as you can see, I have it just on the upper frequencies where de-essing is usually applied, and I have a fast attack, a fast release, a fairly high ratio. Let me play it for you guys without anything so you can hear it, and then we'll put it on and see if it gets rid of some of the S's.
Last night I was out with the boys till 2.
So that last night, there's an S on the last and then the boys. So let's turn this on and hear it.
Last night I was out with the boys till 2. Last night I was out with the boys till 2. Last night I was out with the boys till 2.
And there you have it. Almost sounds better than some de-essers that I usually use. So another way you can use a fast attack compressor. So that wraps things up. Fast attack times can be a powerful tool in your mixing arsenal when used correctly. They help you control transients, tighten up rhythms, and manage dynamic performances, but like any tool, they should be used with intention. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more tips and tricks, and let me know in the comments how you use fast attack times in your mixes. Talk to you guys soon.